For centuries, humans and trolls lived in peace. But when Christianity spread across Europe, the new faith rejected ancient myths. King Olaf of Norway ordered his soldiers to pull trolls from their caves and drag them into sunlight, where they instantly turned to stone. His men swept through every valley and mountain, killing trolls wherever they could find them. Soon, trolls learned to fear anything Christian, especially the toll of church bells. After the massacre, not a single troll remained in sight. Years later, this old legend was told by a father to his daughter every night before bed. Inspired by those stories, the girl grew up to become a paleontologist. 3 decades later, deep in the Jotunheimen Mountains, a mysterious man enters a secluded cabin. Before he can take a breath, he's ambushed. Nora leaps on him, punching and tackling him until she's moments away from stabbing him. She freezes when she realizes it's her colleague Andreas. He looks around the cabin, surprised to see piles of books about old myths and folklore. He asks what she's researching now, but Nora refuses to discuss it. He explains why he's really here. 3 years ago, Nora's expertise helped the military defeat a massive troll. She was even part of the official troll commission until she quit after discovering that the new government was just as corrupt as the old one. Now she's banned from going anywhere near the royal palace. Among her belongings, Andreas finds his own book about trolls. Nora thanks him for dedicating it to her father, who died during the last troll attack. Andreas tells her that her father would have wanted her to see what they've found. After a moment of hesitation, she agrees to go. During the helicopter flight, Andreas hands her a confidentiality form. Instead of her real name, she mischievously signs Tiny Trolley Molly. They arrive at the More Power station, where Professors Moeller and Wangle, also veterans of the previous troll mission, take her through a heavily secured tunnel. They speak of World War II, when the Allies pretended to race for the atomic bomb but were secretly searching for something else, him, a colossal troll now lying dormant before Nora's eyes. Scientists move cautiously around the creature, protected by UV lights installed along the walls. Project leader and evolutionary biologist Marion introduces herself, displeased that Nora has been brought in. Andreas explains that progress stalled and the government was ready to shut down the project. He acted to save it. Marion reveals the troll is in deep hibernation. His vitals show only faint signs, and oddly, his DNA resembles plant life more than human biology. Andreas then takes Nora to another office where Sigrid, also from their past adventure, greets her. Andreas and Sigrid are now together, and she's pregnant. The room is packed with ancient manuscripts, including King Olaf's original troll law from 1030. A crucial section is missing, but what remains suggests trolls were expelled by decree. Worried that more trolls might still be hiding in Norway, the team needs Nora's expertise once again. Feeling conflicted, Nora excuses herself to the bathroom, but instead sneaks back to the troll. She rides the elevator up to his face, touches his enormous nose, and hums softly, hoping for a reaction. At first, nothing happens. Then the monitors spike, he's responding. Suddenly, he awakens. The ground shakes as he breaks his chains. Moeller orders the guards to activate the UV lights, but Marion refuses to kill him and accidentally spills coffee on the control panel, shorting it out. Chaos erupts. The troll smashes the elevator, sending Nora's cabin plummeting. She barely survives, and Andreas forces the door open to pull her out. As scientists flee, the troll crushes Wangle underfoot. Nora, Andreas, Marion, and Sigrid race down the emergency stairs. With one devastating blow, the troll destroys the building and escapes into the wilderness. A helicopter whisks the group to an Air Force base in Rajah, where they reunite with Chris, now promoted to major. In the conference room, Nora and Marion argue about the project's ethics until Prime Minister Brinman arrives. He insists the troll must be killed for national safety. Nora protests they executed an innocent troll last time. Brinman reveals his brother died in that attack, and he refuses to repeat past failures. After the meeting, Andreas notices Nora holding a fragment of stone, the remains of the troll they killed years ago. She carries it as a reminder of her mistakes. Andreas quietly tells her that mistakes help people grow, and encourages her to face this new threat with courage. Reinvigorated, Nora drags Andreas to Chris's strategy briefing. Chris initially refuses to let her join the mission until Nora reminds him that her father died saving them. Marion joins as well. The helicopters are equipped with powerful UV floodlights, specially designed to burn troll skin. Meanwhile, at a ski resort in Buskerud, guests party late into the night. The music stops when the floor begins to rumble. The ceiling tears open, the troll rips the roof away. People snap photos until he bellows, reaching inside to grab screaming victims. Panic erupts as he crushes and devours anyone in reach. The helicopters arrive and blast him with UV beams, burning deep welts into his skin. Twice they manage to hit him, until he hurls an electric pole through the air, smashing one of the choppers. Chris watches as his fellow pilot crashes and dies in an explosive fireball. Blinded by grief and rage, he wants revenge, but Nora stops him. The troll eventually wanders off. Later, at the crash site, Chris says a final goodbye to his friend. Marion realizes this troll behaves far more violently than the one they encountered 3 years ago, and Nora explains why trolls have been persecuted for centuries. They no longer trust humans. Andreas wonders if it's still possible to communicate, and Nora says she knows someone who can help. In Lilyhammer, a man proudly admires his newly repaired home, until the troll arrives and crushes it again with a single step. Meanwhile, the team enters a restricted military zone in the Davra Mountains. They find a broken fence and slip inside an ancient cave. On the walls, Andreas notices sticky resin. Nora explains this was once a hunting trap used to lure and kill the Troll King. His child was kidnapped and hidden here, drawing him in to die. Christian symbols were carved everywhere to maximize his pain. They descend deeper. Nora taps her stone fragment on the ground and warns the others not to panic. Out of the darkness emerges a young troll, the missing child. Nora reveals she has been visiting him for 3 years, helping him slowly trust her. She shows him his father's stone. He sniffs it, then allows her to pet his nose. When she hums, he hums back happily. She calls him beautiful. Gently, she asks him for help. Later, outside Boverding, Nora fires a flare into the sky. Beautiful rises from the snow, confronting the larger troll. The two roar at each other before the enemy troll stomps hard enough to crack the ice beneath them. Beautiful reacts too late and plunges into the freezing water. Nora screams as he sinks. The larger troll charges the group, who escape by helicopter. At an air ambulance station, Nora breaks down. She tells Marion that Beautiful once came out of the cave simply to sit and watch the stars. Gentle, peaceful, never destructive. Tracking the giant troll's path, Marion notices it follows the ancient pilgrimage route north to Nidaros. Nora remembers her father's stories. King Olaf ruled there. This troll isn't seeking territory, he wants revenge. They fly to Trondheim and meet Esther, an old friend of Nora's father. She guides them into Nidaros Cathedral, built between 1070 and 1300. Beneath its foundations, she leads them through hidden tunnels. Though Olaf was supposedly revered by the church, his tomb was secretly concealed. The group finds a mural of Olaf. When Andreas touches the spot where Olaf was wounded in battle, his stomach, plaster crumbles away. Esther remembers Olaf's fatal wounds: stomach, thigh, neck. They test each location. Behind the wall, mechanisms clatter, and a hidden door slides open. Inside is Olaf's tomb, resting in the center of a still pool. They push open the heavy stone lid. Olaf's skeleton clutches a silver sword, untarnished, but impractical as a weapon. In his pocket lies the missing fragment of the troll law. They rejoin the others and send a picture to Sigrid, who assembles both halves. The truth is revealed. Olaf tried to protect the trolls. The church assassinated him and used his name to justify the genocide. The troll's true enemy is not Olaf. Meanwhile, footage of the troll rampage spreads across the world. Foreign governments threaten intervention. Brinman orders evacuations along the pilgrimage route. The team regroups. Nora remembers Olaf's pond and dips a knife into holy water. When she touches the Troll King's stone, it splits, confirming trolls are weak to blessed water. Chris and Marion rally civilians. Soldiers and volunteers form a long human chain, passing buckets of holy water to fill military tanks and weapons. Esther teaches Andreas to ring the cathedral bells. Night falls. The troll arrives, destroying buildings as he approaches the church. Esther and Andreas ring the bells, the painful sound slowing him. Soldiers fire holy water bullets, burning holes into the troll's skin. Roaring in agony, he rips a tree from the ground and smashes the church, shattering the bells. The soldiers continue firing, but the damage is less than expected. Chris detonates explosives buried beneath the street, severely burning the troll, but he still stands. Just when all hope seems lost, a roar echoes through the night. Beautiful has returned. He charges and tackles the massive troll into the river. The two titans battle violently. The larger troll slams Beautiful onto a bridge, nearly crushing him. Nora cries out helplessly. Marion realizes there's only one way to kill him: get holy water into his heart. They have one bomb left. They load it into Chris's helicopter. The bomb nearly falls out. Andreas grabs it, but the detonator smashes on the concrete below. The only way to trigger the bomb now is to die with it. Chris positions the helicopter above the troll's head. Andreas jumps, bomb in hand. The troll swallows him whole. Inside, Andreas detonates the grenade. Holy water surges through the troll's entire body. Weak and disoriented, he collapses. The giant dissolves into the river, defeated. Afterward, Nidaros Cathedral is repaired. Sigrid gives birth to a healthy baby, and Chris becomes the joyful uncle. Beautiful is free to roam the mountains and regularly visits Nora's cabin. Meanwhile, far away, Moeller continues studying the troll sample he stole. It has grown into a small troll alive.